number 126.
Fills our hearts. Good morning. My name is Virginia, not Gail, and I serve on the Board of Trustees of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spartanburg. I am delighted to welcome you all this morning, whether you are here in person or watching virtually. This is a welcoming congregation where everyone is welcome, just as we each are. If you are visiting with us this morning, we would love to meet you and share more about the life of this congregation. Visitor cards may be found in the pocket on the back of the chair in front of you. Please feel welcome to fill one out and place it in the offering plate during the service so we can connect with you. There are many important announcements on the sheets titled Connect at the back of your bulletin this morning. Please open your bulletin to see all that you can be a part of. There are a lot of happenings at the start of this new year, and I'm going to highlight a few of them. Immediately following today's worship service, current members of covenant groups and anyone else curious about covenant groups are invited to a lunch and learn downstairs in Wild Hall. Even if you didn't get a chance to sign up, you are welcome to join. There's childcare, and more details about the small group ministry can be found in your Connect. Leadership development. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. The Leadership Development Committee cordially invites you to join us next Saturday, the 27th at 2 for a viewing of Barbie. The movie and a discussion of relevant takeaways regarding leadership in our beloved congregation. The breakout movie hit of 2023 brought home important points on empowerment, gender roles, self-awareness, and unrealistic expectations. But Greta Gerwig's Barbie also shares important examples of leadership. Join Lee and Alan Jenkins for a showing and a short discussion on leadership, collaboration, and more. We will meet in the fellowship hall to share hot beverages and snacks with our movie, and childcare will be provided. Next Sunday, January 28th, immediately following the morning service, there will be a congregational meeting. The purpose of this meeting is to vote on a new statement purpose, combining our mission and vision into one statement, and mission objectives to guide our work together over the next 3 years, the accumulation of our mission, vision, covenant process, and to vote on updates to the membership section of our bylaws. Absentee ballots are available in paper form and electronically in the happenings. Also, on January 28th, get ready to embark on a luminous journey with this year's annual fund drive, where each of us will consider how we can add our own unique spark to this church. On Sunday, January 28th, we will kick off this year's annual fund drive during the morning service, and then following the service, right after the congregational meeting, make plans to join us for Glow Fest to celebrate the path we will collectively light our lights and with our contributions. So mark your calendars and keep an eye on your inbox or mailbox for more information about this year's drive and how to complete your intent to give. Thank you all for making this a place of care and kindness and fun. For every one of us, thank you for making this a place of joy. Bye, Barbie.
I'm just Ken. Virginia, you rock my world. That's just the best. Good morning. My name's Clemson Tarragano. I have the privilege of serving as our worship associate this morning. I want to welcome everybody here. I want to welcome everybody online as well. As we light our chalice this morning, we have a unique opening because we share the wisdom of this congregation. This is the updated draft purpose statement of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spartanburg. And this is what we're going to vote on our 28 January congregational meeting. It serves as a combined mission and vision statement that's going to replace our current mission statement in Article 2 of our bylaws. And this will be a theme that we weave through our time together this morning. So, your wisdom begins our service this morning. We seek to create a world of mutual thriving for all beings, where everyone has enough and no one has to be afraid. Together, we strive to build this beloved community, growing in wisdom, care, justice, service, and wonder, open to all.
Please join me in hymn number 131, Love Will Guide Us.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from grief to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak but for thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
In the spirit of beloved community, open to all, we gather today to partake in a meaningful and uplifting activity known as the Rippling Bowl. As members of UUCS, we embrace the diversity of beliefs and inherent worth and dignity of every individual. This activity embodies the essence of our faith as we come together to build our beloved community on a deeper level. Now, each of us carries within us unique experiences, wisdom, and stories. And as we come together in this sacred circle, we have the opportunity to drop our own pebbles of thoughts and feelings, joys and sorrows into the metaphorical bowl, allowing the ripples of our shared reflections to resonate with one another. And this is one area where we seek to create the world of mutual thriving for all beings, and as a community, live up to our belief that no one has to be afraid. So let's use this Rippling Bowl activity to enable a world of mutual striving for all beings. Let us be present in this sacred space, ready to embrace the diverse tapestry of voices that make up our beloved community. I'll begin the Rippling Bowl placing 2 stones for our online friends, one for the joys and one for the sorrows. And with gratitude for each one of you and for the boundless possibilities that arise when we come together in beloved community, let us share our Rippling Bowl. Now we have the privilege to share our covenant. Our covenant is a locally generated statement of principles that we covenant with each other. Different from a creed, it represents a statement of faith in each other and how we seek to work together. Saying our covenant together is how we, as individuals and with others, strive to build and maintain and sustain this beloved community. It is our promise to ourselves and each other about how we will grow in wisdom, care, justice, service, and wonder. The words are in the order of service and are online right below the video screen on the live stream. So please join me in expressing this statement of faith in our church community. We are a people of faith and hope. Together we covenant to strive to become our better selves, to honor both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to respond to systems of violence and oppression with the power of a love beyond belief. With the power of a love beyond belief, we seek to create a world of mutual thriving for all beings, open to all. And we try to do that every day that we are together. Now, during our service, we accomplish this by unleashing our beloved community and build the chaotic community through our greeting. As we unleash our creative chaos, please be mindful of those among us who may build community on a more individual and quiet basis. And be mindful of the interaction where everyone can share enough and have enough with others. That might be a wave, it might be a fist bump, it might be a head nod. And it's just a recognition of however they would like to be greeted. For those online, great chance to send a text, email, WhatsApp, Slack, Teams, WeChat, or Signal message to someone you need to reach out to, maybe just to say thanks. Now, unlike the beloved community, which will have no end, the chaotic community ends when Aaron starts playing the music. So when you hear the music, please return to your seats. Please be open to all around you. ways that we seek to make that idea where everyone has enough is through our sharing of gifts. And one of the ways we give back to our church is by sharing those resources, both personal and financial. And even more, a unique aspect to how we do this is how we share our benefits with others. And today, the Share the Plate is with the Martin Luther King Day of Service period packing party for the Period Project. And so know that we appreciate all gifts. And as you're here, and you may not be able to give financially, you being here, we know that's enough.
Good morning. I'm Fred Stoll. I'm not Peggy Hamrick, but Peggy and I served together as co-chairs of the Long Range Planning Committee. And along with our Mission Vision Covenant team, we just want to remind you of our draft mission objectives, which would be implemented over approximately the next 3.5 years. Our congregation serves through 5 ministry areas, as was noted earlier: worship, care, justice, learning, and administration. During our visioning process, the congregation expressed 3 highest priority mission objectives for the next 3 years that will require our teamwork, cooperation, and effort throughout the congregation and across all 5 ministry areas. The 4th mission objective combines several additional objectives that showed high levels of energy and promise for the life of our congregation and in the wider community. The Mission Vision Covenant team proposes these 4 mission objectives for the next 3 years.
Number 1, plan and improve our facilities. We will renew, update, and expand our facilities to enable our ministries as we grow in size and vision.
Number 2, have fun, be together. Let's have fun. We will spend more time together supporting each other's spiritual growth.
Number 3, strengthen our interconnectedness through how we communicate with each other and work together. We're all committed to the next adventure at UUCS. Successful adventures require all hands on deck, clear lines of communication, encouragement for everyone to bring forward their best ideas and problem solving together.
Number 4, share the gifts of this congregation with the wider community. We want people to know who we are and where we are so they can join the UUCS adventure, because we believe so many people need our inclusive values and community. We want every visitor to feel welcome and invited to participate in the UUCS adventure and know that they are seen, known, and valued as a part of our community. We want to be a sustained beacon of social justice, partnering with the community to share our gifts with the wider world.
Aren't those beautiful statements? They came from you. Of course they're beautiful. These 3 people that have just read for us are part of a team of 7 folks that have met every month and sometimes every week for 2 years to lead us through this process and all that this process offers us going forward. I would like to ask you, if you would, to give a standing ovation for their sheer effort on our behalf. And even more, to give yourselves a standing ovation for putting up with this that we have asked of you. We're going to talk some today about enemies, and I'm sure that at times the MVC team, or at least the impish figure behind them, has appeared to you as an adversary. Give yourselves a standing ovation for sticking with this for 2 years. Join me in silence. I'd like to invite you to read along with me, you silently as I speak it out loud, the draft purpose statement for our congregation that we will vote on next week. And let these words fall on you as you read them quietly and as I speak them. A draft purpose statement for our congregation. We seek to create a world, no, you listen and I speak. We seek to create a world where I get everything I want. Where I have everything that I'm afraid I won't have at your expense. Together, I strive to make of this a world built for me, a world of my security, my self-justification, my comfort, my satisfaction, my accumulated self-preservation. A world closed to you. I doubt that there is any congregation that writes a creedal statement or mission that sounds like the one that I just recited. Everyone I can think of is aspirational and beautiful, all-inclusive, about how this is for everybody and how wonderful this is going to be. We're going to make heaven on earth, everything golden and bright blue and wonderful. And yet, you know that down through the ages, those vaunted statements of spirituality and religion and philosophy somehow pass through human being and become vehicles of violence and wealth accumulation, of hierarchy and destruction. You can think of examples. I would wager that many of us are here trying to do something different than that out there. This statement is so beautiful. It's been worked on so hard for so long, and it offers us so much promise. And in our idealism, in our great hope for the future and who we can be together in the future, which is an enormous hope in me, I feel like my chest is just going to explode with pride and anticipation. We also should use our hard-won reason and be realistic. There is something about people coming together when their aspirations are the highest that can shut other people out and privilege ourselves over others. We are as susceptible to that as anybody else. So what will save us? What will save us? I'd be willing to bet that if we took a congregational vote today, which we haven't called in the right time frame, and so it would be completely illegal, but if we were to do it, not a person here would vote for a statement that built up your minister at your expense. But it's not hard to imagine a priestly caste vaunting itself over the people. That's happened before. What can save us? Last week we celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. We talked about how much our real proposed purpose statement owes to Dr. King's message to us all. Words drawn directly out of the letter from Birmingham jail. And even more than the words of one brilliant man, and he was a brilliant man, how much the actions of hundreds and thousands of people serving with him, calling him to that work, leading him before he got there, and working with him when he was there. How much the lived message of those people guides this statement of purpose, the ideal of the beloved community, the goal of mutual thriving, the aspiration that everyone have enough and no one have to be afraid. Dr. King's words and the actions of those thousands of people are that we are part of an inescapable network of mutuality. Life depends on life. We have to try to build out of despair hope, a way of mutual thriving for all people. Dr. King wrote that letter sitting in that jail. He wrote words that guide us, hope inside us to lead the way. He wrote that letter to 8 other men. We're just people listening in. We're third-party beneficiaries to direct communication from a black clergyman to 8 white clergymen, all men. And what he was saying to them was, my brothers, do not get in the way. Do not hold back the possibility of thriving for my people, because they are also your people. And your religion, your creedal statements, your theology has taught you that my people are not really your people. And that's a lie. We have to find a way to become a people together. In his words, in the actions of those before him and with him and after him, marching and writing and teaching and organizing and leading. The message is not only we've got to push forward for progress. It is that. We've got to push forward for progress. But it is also, and we've got to keep trying to bring everybody with us, even the ones that are against us. This has to be for us all. I love my grandfather, but I also know what he said about the civil rights movement, watching those marches on TV. And I think about my own life. And I give thanks for the courage, the brilliant foolishness of those people who acted for their own benefit and also for mine, because God saved me from the person I could be today. I give thanks that they cared about me too. Read it with me now out loud as I say it. We seek to create a world of mutual thriving for all beings, where everyone has enough and no one has to be afraid. We will strive to build this beloved community. Open for all. Open to all. When that phrase was being crafted out of all of our dialogue, all of our meetings, all of our discernment together, your MVC team, these 7 people meeting relentlessly week after week, struggled for meetings in the plural over that one phrase. Yes, they just rolled their eyes at me. Open to all. Powerful, frustrated, difficult disagreements in dialogue about whether the team could ask the congregation to claim this as part of our purpose, open to all. And the arguments from 30,000 feet up would look totally ridiculous. Should we capitalize the letter A? Does that presume too much? All moving from whatever all is for each of us to a cosmic all of the totality of existence, and whatever that means to each of us. Can we ask people to say that? And open, why not welcoming? Why not including? What value does the word open have? And what vulnerability does it ask of us? Rich, fraught, frustrated philosophy moving around the table for hours. And then, when this was posited, it hit like a lightning bolt. Sitting in a different planning meeting with members of our team who are organizing our participation in the Pride March this year, who are looking for a way to express the openness of the church. And someone said, well, in the draft mission statement, we've got this phrase, open to all. And one of our team members said, that's it, that's what we're doing. Discussion followed, but that was it, that's what we would do. And for 3 weeks, we wrestled over generating an image, 2 different graphic designers pouring out uncompensated time to help us, and a whole team of people over texting about what they liked and what they didn't. Image after image after image coming through our text threads to find an expression of our congregation that we could share with the world to say, open to all. The Grimke mural just behind me, in the silhouette of the church with this phrase, open to all, inscribed over it. Some of you have seen this image. We've shared it many times. And when we brought this out at Pride, right? When this image came out at Pride, it hit again like a lightning bolt. People loved it and gravitated towards it. Everything that it was printed on went out the door. People took it and ran with it. So powerful was it. And then the MVC team gathered again. And we shared these stories of how this phrase was resonating with people, how powerful and aspirational it was, how much it meant. And the team looked at each other and said, but let's just think about this one more time, which means for another 2 months for the MVC team. Because when we say open to all, do we mean the Proud Boys? Do we mean the legacy of white supremacy that is the majority legacy of our culture, our history? Do we mean regressive religion instead of progressive religion? Who are we willing to welcome in this space? And what ideas are we willing to entertain? Do we risk being so open that we endanger ourselves or compromise ourselves, neutralize our forward movement out of a foolhardy attempt to be all-inclusive? Is this phrase too dangerous? Weeks of conversation. Perhaps the most penetrating comment of all came from a team member who said, this is a beautiful phrase. This is a beautiful promise. I think all of us would claim this as an aspiration. But this promise has been made so many times. And so many times we've failed. The right of every who to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? All of us, or just some of us? Congregations that say everybody's welcome, as long as you look like me, act like me, speak like me, do like me. Or what I tell you to do, not what I do behind my own closed doors. So many times this promise has been made, and we have failed. Can we offer this again? And so the team added these words: we seek. We seek to create a world of mutual thriving for all beings. Together we strive. We strive. Because we know that we are human as everyone who came before us. And if they could fail, we can too. And we want to do a real thing, a true thing. We strive to be open to all, and when we fail, we will strive again. We seek to create a world of mutual thriving for all beings, and when we fail, we will try again. This statement has a sting to the side of our human nature. And what it is saying is, reach for the very highest. And when we fall, lift each other up to try again. Be accountable to each other in striving to be the best that we can be as human beings. Give it our damnedest. And when we fail, don't damn a single one of us. Pull us back into the effort again. But what can save us? What can help us if organized religion and institutions, philosophical schools, spiritual circles, if they have failed so many times before us, and the examples are innumerable? What can save us? What can we do? I think that Dr. King and those thousands before and with and after him show us the way. We push for a world of mutual thriving for all beings. All beings. Even those opposed to us. We push for the world of which we dream, uncompromising in our vision. And we know it is a world where everyone must be made to belong. Everyone must find their place, even when they are opposed to us. This is the teaching that we find in every religious tradition, and that we find every religious tradition shoving to the side. Every inspired founder of our paths has urged us in this teaching, and every organizational leadership in those traditions has pushed it away. And it goes like this. It's terrible. Love your enemies. Love your enemies. Doesn't it make me feel like your enemy just to say that? There are so many people I don't like, and frankly, some that I hate. And to be honest, that feeling feels good, because they're wrong and I'm right. And I don't want anybody to die prematurely, but I'd like for some of them to go to a different planet. And maybe they'll remember their oxygen tanks or not. Do you feel that? This is where our forebears constantly failed. The belief that their vision was for some, but not all. For many, but not every. And most of all, for themselves and not other. And it's terrible. It's terrible. Because there are people, you know, who don't even want us to be here thinking together today. And there is much darker shadow than that. Last week we talked about mutual thriving, about trying to build a life where everyone can live. And unfortunately, that means the people that we wish were not in this life too. Last week I asked you to do a work of forgiveness. I'm not going to force that on you today. But I am going to ask you for just a short space of time to bring to mind your enemies. You know who they are. Just bring them present to your mind and hold and balance with those fearful images the blessed wish that they also find thriving in this world. What will save us? This love that includes even my grandfather. And also the person that I could have been.
Please join me in hymn number 125.
From the crush of wealth and power, some
The brilliance of the MZC committee was, in addition to building the purpose, this inspirational and aspirational picture of a desired future state, is not hollow. They tied this with the draft mission objectives, with the purpose providing the why, and the draft mission objectives providing the how and the what. And please join me as we finish our service today. Join me in sharing your wisdom with the draft mission objectives, and let's all read aloud these mission objectives together. So for the next 3 years, plan and improve our facilities. Have fun, be together. Strengthen our interconnectedness through how we communicate with each other and work together. Share the gifts of this congregation with the wider community. So be it.
After the service today, we'll have a very short talkback session. That's where you get to treat me as an enemy and ask any questions that you would like of me. And I get to try to bring you alongside by asking you questions back. This will be very brief because also right after the service is a feast underneath us. Whether you signed up or not, you are invited. Come and eat. The world is full of violence. And we push without compromise to make it a place where everyone can live. Everyone.